A lot. They're gonna love you a lot.
Success! Pudding!
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the man we've all been waiting for. And waiting for. That man is Marcus the Motivator.
G'day guys, Marcus the Motivator here. Today I am here with Ash Ravens. How are you, Ash?
I'm good, man. How you going?
I'm very good. Now, you're a musician and you've done a bit of work all over the world.
I have,
I
yeah.
see.
Yeah.
I want to explore and get into a bit of that today. But firstly, your music is obviously a passion and something you're pretty good at. Where did it all start for you?
Okay,
Where did the passion, where did the motivation and drive?
Okay, well, it was, I think, if I can point it or narrow it down, it all started for a lot of similar for a lot of people. It started in high school.
Yep.
But it only started because I wanted to learn how to talk to girls.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I wanted to be popular with the girls. Yeah. So that's when I was like, okay, maybe I'll learn guitar and then that'll be, my in-ways with the girls. But little did I know, guitar took over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it was I think I was in middle school or high school, grade 6 or 7, geeky kid, pretty much, like hitting puberty, like really strongly and all that. So awkward kid. So it was like, okay, I picked up guitar for some weird reason. It was the thing to go to, and from there on, it just started there and exploring music. I soon found out I have and those were my formative years, right? I soon found out that when I'm like really like something, I'm very addictive. I have an addictive personality to some things that I like, which eventually kind of shaped my whole rest of my future, right? So anything that I did, even like in a 9-to-5 office job, everything that I did, I was if I liked it, I was very addictive.
It was full on 100%.
It was full on, I think a bit of a perfectionist that way. Yeah. So everything I did, it was pretty much full on. Yeah. So that's pretty much. If I could go back to your question, how it all started or what motivates me is that just seeing my output to be 100%. Yep. Yeah. That drive or that desire.
How do you end up like keeping that motivation, that 100%? Like, does it get tiring having that kind of addictive personality when you want to do everything and be like a perfectionist?
Yeah,
like,
it absolutely does, man. And it surely does. When I was younger, I had lots more energy, right? And so I did not realize that I'm kind of burning myself out a little bit. As you grow older, you kind of realize, okay, you can't do that forever. So you got to kind of pace yourself a little bit. Even like kind of teach yourself how to be, okay, take it slow. Be kind to yourself. You don't need to you don't need to conquer the world tomorrow. It's okay if it's next week. Kind of thing. So yeah, it definitely does get tiring. It definitely does get really burning out sometimes. But how do I keep it on? It's just that I think going back, I think it's a personality thing. It's a personality thing, or it's just that I want to see. I have this goal of where I want to be. And I really want to see myself there, and that has never changed. You know what I mean? So I think I'm maybe going circuits around, but like even when I did my 9-to-5 job, like before I picked up music back full time, it was always like that never motivate or satisfied my soul. You know what I mean? So okay, so that's this. I think this can narrow it down. If you have a passion, if you can find your passion early on, your work days will be less tiring. If you work on that, Yeah, because that work itself is a reward,
Yep.
rather than waiting for 15 days for a paycheck, which is your reward.
Yep.
Rather than that, every day where you work within your passion, that whole day is your reward.
Yep.
It does get tiring, but it's not as tiring as working 9 to 5 for 15 days
for a paycheck at
and
the
waiting
end
for
of
a
it.
paycheck. Yeah, I think that keeps me motivated every day.
So do you basically then pretty much think, because you're doing like what you're passionate, what you're motivated is, and now that is effectively your work,
Yeah.
do you think that because you're doing what you want to do you think you're actually basically not working, you're just doing what you're enjoying doing, and it just so happens that it's something you enjoy, and you're now doing it full time, that it's just...
Yeah, it definitely so there's also pitfalls of doing that. Sometimes your passion will run out chasing something, right? So when something fun becomes your paycheck, there's this huge risk of you finding out, oh, I can't do this forever, or I can't, like, this is too tiring. I wish I was doing this for fun and having a separate job for the money thing. But I think it's, if you don't explore it, you will never know.
You'll never know.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So for young people, I think just start and see, and
and at least have a go at, like,
have a
crack, follow their passions, follow their dreams.
Absolutely.
And ultimately. So after high school, where did things kind of lead for you in terms of your music?
Yeah. So I had a very circuitous way of reaching where I want to be.
Yep.
And I think that's a very common thing for a lot of successful people. Even if not all goals are reached like straight on.
Yep.
Sometimes you have to go take a left turn and take a right turn. So for me, I had to drop music for a while, for about 5-6 years, when I was after uni. Yeah. So before uni, till my actual life job started, it was always music full on. I was doing shows, I was doing gigs and whatnot in uni. Yeah, it was pretty good, but then societal pressures take over, and you need to make money, you need to make rent and all that. So for 5-6 years, I had to drop it. So that was my 9-to-5 job when I was working in HR and finance back home. So after that, I kind of realized after working 5-6 years, I was very depressed. It was like a daily part of life, and I had mental breakdowns and whatnot. So I kind of realized that I can't do this forever. So I'd rather be broke.
So how was the feeling like when you were at uni being able, like you're obviously studying, but how was the feeling of being able to enjoy that free lifestyle of doing gigs and playing? Like how was that feeling for you?
Yeah, it was liberating, man. Yeah, it was absolutely liberating. Like being so you're asking me right out of uni how about music?
Just like how was the feeling like being able to just play shows and kind of enjoy doing your passion? Like how did that make you feel?
Yeah, it was completely liberating. It was I would rather do that in every life I have. I'd rather do that rather than anything else.
And then from that, how did it feel when, as you said, you started going and working a 9-to-5 job? Like how did it feel going from doing what you wanted to doing something ultimately for 5 or 6 years you didn't enjoy doing?
Yeah, it was, as I said, I was, so this is what happens, right? Because we don't talk about mental health too much in society, you don't even realize you're depressed. You kind of feel, okay, this is what being an adult feels like, or this is what everybody's doing it. So, I'll just deal with it. So that's what was the 9-to-5 job was. But and this is a great conversation to have, because just recently I kind of somehow stumbled upon some old videos of my uni days and one of my gigs in the old videos. And I could, coming back, like seeing it from like 8 or 9 years from here, back there, I could see like I was really happy, right, when doing these gigs. And I was wondering like if I will ever feel that high again, that happiness again. But so it's easy to compare if you look back.
So how did it feel when you actually watched those videos?
Yeah, it felt great.
And I'm sure for you it was something like, I really want to get back into making sure I'm doing it. So going back to the uni days when you were playing gigs, what was it like? Like when did you do your first gig? And how was that?
Wow,
How did that come about?
It was a long time ago. First gig, I don't even remember. I don't know. It was 2005 or somewhere around there.
But how did it feel like when you performed for the first time as a musician?
Great. Yeah, it felt great. It was. I always say that when I am on stage, it feels like every cell is alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, inside me, every part of my being is alive. Other times it's just okay.
How does it feel like when, I don't know, is it like all your senses are like heightened and stuff,
Exactly.
and it's just like
it's just a high.
Just everything's just like buzzing, and
I agree. Yeah, I think that's.
Is that the kind of feeling that you were getting?
Yeah, being on stage, performing for people, playing my own music, getting applauded. I think psychological terms, it feels some kind of void that I probably have inside, but that feels, I mean, as I said, every cell of my body feels like, okay, this is what I want to do. And then, it's a high, I have never found it anywhere else.
I was going to say, so you must have really missed that when you started.
I did. Absolutely.
After you decided that we're not doing 9 to 5, so-called corporate normal work anymore.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about what happened when you realised you went, no, I've had enough. Tell us a bit about what the moment was when that changed for you, and then a bit more of how you started the journey to where you are now.
Yeah, sure. So for me, it was when I realized this. I remember one event where it was like I finally acknowledged that I'm absolutely depressed. I don't want to get up from my bed, and I don't want to go to this job.
Yep.
Not that my teammates were bad, or not that the organization was bad. It was fine. It was just corporate. But for me, it was like, no, I can't be doing this forever, and this is not what I was meant to do.
Yep.
It was not like a one-day sudden realization. It was just building up. But then at one point, it was like, I can't take this anymore, right? So, but from there, it was not like, oh, I'm going to quit today and I'm going to do something else.
Yep.
From there, because I'm kind of a bit calculative, I want to know how to do things, or I want to plan out a little bit. So from there on, I kind of decided, okay, the next year I'm only going to save. I'm going to just save as much as I can, not do any big expenses, or not kind of cut down on going out and etc. Just somehow make it happen, right? So I was saving up, so I planned my whole next 2-3 years. So I was researching onto music schools. I was finding out how I can get scholarships, grants, and how I can save the most, and which point, I was into 5-6 years of my working life. So at that point, you get access to a provident fund thing when you quit. So that's a chunk of money that you can take out when you quit. So I kind of planned it that, okay, if I quit in the next 1.5 years, I'll be able to take out this much money when I'm quitting. So that was a planned thing.
So you kind of put some sort of timetable and plan together to maybe give yourself the best chance to go through and start doing what you really wanted to do.
Yeah, as I said in the beginning, I kind of a bit of a perfectionist, so I wanted to know that if I'm taking this decision, I'm gonna make the best out of this decision, and it's not gonna be like I don't want to regret it within the next 2-3 years, right? If I quit the next day, I would be broke, and I would not be going to a music school. I would just be kind of clawing my way in. But music school was a way into the industry, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna plan this out. I'm gonna go to the US. I'm gonna see how I can finance the whole thing. So that's what I did. That was where my next steps.
I was reading you went and did music school in Los Angeles in the United States. So tell us a bit about that. Tell us a bit about how was that experience? How long did you study for? How long was your study for over there? And what things did you learn over there that helped you to where you were today?
Absolutely. So I went to the Los Angeles College of Music, which is like a really small school, but a very prestigious school. Because the teachers there are like industry professionals, industry gurus, kind of legends. So for me, it was I chose that school because it was small, and I would be like people would take care of me when I go there. So for me, the process was save up all the money, just go. I think I had only money for paying for one semester, like 6 months, and then I had to figure out the next 6 months. I did that. The whole experience was, for me, I would say, was the best experience of my life because I was thrown into the deep end right from the day one. I had up until that point, I have been playing guitar for a while. But I did not know a lot more about what I did not know, right? So I was thrown right into the deep end. I had to really quickly learn how to read music, how to play other different styles than what I'm comfortable with. I had to learn jazz within really short time. I had to communicate and play with like legendary people. A lot of different musicians or singers in the school. So we were like a bunch of international students and some American students, but we really picked up. We worked hard. So I think I only went back to my apartment just to sleep. That's it. So the whole day we were spending in the school.
So how was that, like working with people in like the music industry? Like how was that learning from those people? Like that would have, I'm sure that must have helped you massively along the way with like your journey and helped you get like, I don't know, just a head start and just get a much better understanding of how things. Talk about like those experiences and like how people can learn from that.
Absolutely. I would, for whoever's watching, I would share with you the first 2 lessons that we got from the dean of the music school. Lesson 1 is never turn down a free meal as a musician, because you just gotta. Lesson 2, if you're not 15 minutes early, you're late. If you're not 15 minutes early to any event or meeting or meeting with your songwriter friends, whatever, any gig, any rehearsals, any recording, you're late.
Why did they say that? What was the reason behind that rule?
So the reason behind that is because 95% of people will be late. But not you. So that will immediately like put you in a different category. And so that means if you're 15 minutes early, the other people will be relaxed. They will know that you care. The other people will be, you can take your own time to set up. You can take your, if anything goes wrong, you have this 15 minutes window to fix things. Compared to your competitor who's just rocked up and he's already late. He's like fumbling for things. People, if they're actually late, people are pissed. I mean, you know what I mean? So, and it's LA. It was extremely competitive.
Well, it's, I think, going and doing things in another part of the world that is foreign to you can be extremely stressful. And going to a big place like America, it's very different culture, much bigger place and much.
Absolutely.
So from going to school and finishing that, what kind of opportunities came along for you after you finished your studies in Los Angeles? So the biggest I think what opened this music school opened up for me was I got a lot of contacts that helped me shape the next 5 years from that. I got a lot of learning about how to deal with the music industry problems, or how to kind of place yourself in this industry. It's again, there's another quote, is this is by Ricky Minor, who's a big music producer, and he's the music director for American Idol. He says there's no traffic in the extra mile. So that has shaped me. So whoever I worked with for the next, till now, I always do the extra thing. You always put in the extra.
I always have to put in something extra, something you just that person will not even think about. So like if I'm working with a singer-songwriter, say for example, I would give them what's a recent example? So right now, I produce music. I offered them free production sessions with me. So that's the next something extra. So if they need a guitarist, or if they need some guitar playing, they'll remember me rather than someone who has not. You know what I mean? So you always have to do extra. That's the American, I think, successful musicians code in the US.
How much do you think putting in that bit of extra effort has helped you over say the last 5 or so years?
Immensely. I think you have to. It's such a competitive market, and you have to bring something extra. I think it has put me. It has definitely made me more of a friend. At the end of the day, you want to work with a friend rather than someone who's who you're not vibing with.
Yeah.
So me doing the extra thing definitely puts me in more of a friend category rather than a business associate category.
Yeah.
So every time they will think about, okay, I want to have this next project, they might think of me because I'm at the top of their mind. So extra, always not to badmouth anybody or anything. I've had experiences here where people were flaky. They were late, not 15 minutes early late, they were actually late. Like they were 30 minutes late. Some people didn't even turn up. Like this is when I was trying to recruit my band. Not playing with other people. So when I was like trying to find out like drummers or some other musicians to play with my band, I had drummers flake on me, like didn't even turn up. Okay. He was sick. All right, so let's do next week. Same thing next week. So not in a million years I will give that drummer a call again. Or if somebody says, do you know this guy? I would not put in a good word. So you gotta stop, so even if you're sick or even if you don't want to play with me, that's fine, just tell me. Not a problem at all. I don't have a problem at all. Just tell me, but don't say that you're gonna do something and not do it. Or don't be late, or don't turn up without knowing what you're supposed to do. No, don't turn up without.
Tell us about some of the experiences you had playing in LA while either you were studying or after your study.
Sure. So the LA scene is a double-edged sword. So it's a very professional environment where you'll be baptized by fire, I would say. But also it has a dirty side as well. So it's very money-based, money-focused, right? So I played House of Blues in Hollywood. I think I remember I played Whiskey and some of those venues. So it was amazing experience. So those two places are amazingly famous, right? Whiskey is probably famous for Van Halen and all the Guns N' Roses and all that place. So we played that. I was playing in a Spanish rock band, but it was not like Spanish rock as you think, funny music, but they were just singing in Spanish, but it was mostly rock and heavy metal kind of music. So we had a good following back then. I think for the 2 years that I lived in LA, it was great. It's a busy venue. It was busy. There were probably some A&R representatives in the crowd, but I'm not sure if anything came out of it while I was there. But the band is doing pretty well now. Experience-wise, it was great. We fortunately did not have to pay to play, but that's the double-edged sword. In LA, it's because it's so crowded and everybody's trying to get some exposure out of it. A lot of these venues kind of sell pay to play situations, so where you buy tickets for yourself and get to play the venue. But that's just the way it is. There are good bands who have come out that way. It's not. I don't know. It's sometimes I find sometimes it feels like it's a bit weird, but it's just the way it is there.
So pretty much there's no one way of getting out there and doing stuff. It's just kind of the best way to do it is get out there, experience it, and in your situation, having played at such massive historic venues, like doing something like that only just helps improve, only just helps kind of exposing you and getting yourself out there and doing that even more kind of thing.
And I will always say, like, you gotta be, as I think we were discussing this, you gotta be 100% at everything you do. So even with my schoolwork, the previous guy that was playing in this band that I joined, he was just showing up. And when I showed up, I knew 7 songs from that band. Pretty much note to note. So obviously they would pick me and they were very happy with me. So like, yeah, I did not sleep properly for about a year, but that this is what came out of it. So even I've done good, like I just did not pass my classes. I did well in school, and then after that I learned songs to playing with other people. So in the US, like in LA, New York, and Nashville, these three places, like the person waiting on your table is probably a better musician than you. Yeah, it's that competitive. It's just you gotta be. It's that cutthroat. It's that ruthless. It's like you need to perform kind of thing and make it really, really happen kind of thing. So and you don't want to look like a fool playing in those venues. No, you really want. I think it's one of those situations when you're on stage in such like an amazing. In such a historic stage, you're going. You're thinking to yourself, I want to put the best show on I can possible, and absolutely. I want to. How much of a sacrifice do you need to make to be able to do those kinds of things? That's the other thing. You gotta be ready to make sacrifices. So it started like. I remember a quote from a childhood friend, and it was way back, but I still remember it. So this was back when we were all like just learning guitar, and then like in a year or two, I went ahead from the crowd. So this friend, like he's a best friend, so he was just ribbing on me. He's like, "Oh, everybody can play guitar. You just need to stay indoors and not go anywhere for a year, and then you can do it." Yeah. But that's the sacrifice that I made. Yeah. That in like. When my friends were probably playing cricket or playing whatever, playing football, goofing off, I was practicing. You're practicing, putting in the hard yards. Exactly. So sacrifices and choosing to be a musician, it's a whole life sacrifice. It's not just those years. So on weekends you are the one who's playing rather than enjoying and dancing on dance floor. Yeah. So that's So and your partners. Hopefully you choose a partner who understands. Yeah. Yeah. So, but you got to make those sacrifices for sure. Well, I think a lot of us can learn about some of your experiences, and especially your attitude now towards how you do music. What's the way for people to best get in touch with you and check out some of what your stuff and your music and your album? Yes, for sure. Yeah, you can. Everybody can go to my website. That's www.ashravens.com. And also Facebook, check me out on Facebook. So that's just facebook.com/ashravens. I'm also on Instagram as ashravens and on YouTube as ashravens as well. So just, that's my handle. Just look me up. And you can find my album on Spotify, Google Play, and Amazon at this point. Beautiful. Yeah. Ash, thank you very much for your time. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for having me. Thank you. Cheers.